So two changes from the side that played in the final of the MTN8 against Stellenbosch FC. Oswin Apollos back in the starting lineup in the place of Sabili Billing. Patrick Maswangani not in the match day squad today. So he's going to have to link up with Oswin Apollos, with Sekafatsuma Basa. Watch for Talented Barter coming through the midfield as we get underway at the Free State Stadium in Bloemfontein. People has he given that. Dion Hotto turns onto the inside. Mapasa facing the wrong way. The ball's being played in between two players, which probably didn't work out as well as it might have. Eventually the shot comes in, but it's wide of the goal of Hooney. It's that ball, isn't he?
You know, every time a player has a laugh on his face, you know that he's enjoying himself. And Orlando Pirates are going the way they used to with their strength, which is going to the left-hand side, finding Hotto, and then cut back to Mbata in the middle of the park. And we know that he can hit those shots. I mean, you remember his first cap.
And the games that they can play, because if the goalkeeper's injured, you can't continue. Talented Barter looking for a little bit of space once again. Nice little dink through by Sipampur. It's a great ball, and it's an equally good save from Hooney.
Usually now they call them the right wing backs, but look at Sipombuli being able to identify the run of Libito on the right hand side. Perfect first touch and putting it low. The goalkeeper doing excellently, Hooney, to come out and make the angle narrower for Libito not to get that shot. And he left his goal line properly.
You can see how they switched positions, and Barter more of a central midfielder and coming in, but with him down the left hand side, suddenly Relebohile is more in the middle of the park and he can score with both feet. Ball bounces kindly for Pirates. 2 minutes.
The transition from Orlando Pirates winning it in that middle of the park. Two Lioli players bumping into each other, but look at Relay being able to spot Apollos on that far side, and Apollos using his weaker foot, the left foot, to try get a snapshot quick come, especially against big teams. They'll say that let's go half time without conceding, and then we stand a chance second half to just try and
the line for ball through once again from Sipampu.
And once again, Sipombuli being able to identify the run on the right-hand side. This time it was Apollos. I just felt that he rushed his decision to play it, wanted to play it early. Sometimes when you're there, at the skill there, and noticing that he can't beat Mbogazi, takes it through the legs, and there's way Mbogazi is so strong, he just hold him back. But that's what you need to do sometimes, individual brilliance, to try and outplay or outwit the defenders. Good recovery from the captain Mbogazi.
And scouts to have a look at Orlando Pirates. Free kick taken by Kalake. First touch on the ball. Barter forward for the Buccaneers. Little sweep forward by Relebohile Mofokeng. Space at the back post. Danger averted by Kutle. Oh, lovely work of the ball here towards Dion Hotto. Tries to ping it in again. Danger all over the place, and Mbule is saved by Hooney.
What a sight to see, right?
The Orlando Pirates are switching options, and maybe what we see in this encounter is what we saw in the match against Stellenbosch FC in the cup final a week ago, where after 90 minutes there weren't any goals, and suddenly Pirates came up with 3 in extra time. So you don't score in 90 minutes, and you score 3 in 30 minutes. Good save again by Hooney.
Ball distributed and played to that right hand side by Mbata.
And he scored 3 in 30 minutes. Good save again by Hooney.
Ball distributed and played to that right hand side by Mbata. But the run from Asunipolis on time and trying to bring it quickly, power behind the ball.
And the thinking, captain, is that if Mbukazi is going forward, Mbule and Nduli are performing a different role.
Yeah.
So they either sit or they drop.
They'll be stationary. I mean, you look at the game against Nigeria where he had almost scored the winning goal.
Let's talk about winning goals. We haven't had one yet. That side netting. Those fans on the near side would have thought, oh,
Orlando Pirates. And you know, one good thing, look at Mabasa, once again holding the ball very well. Talent Butter. You mentioned that Mbogazi tucking into the middle of the park. It allows Talent Butter to find himself in areas like that in the field of park. Tucked in too much to be in the middle. That's why the ball went over his head.
Fourth corner of the match, near post header! It's got it, taken a deflection and gone in. Mabasa scores for Orlando Pirates. Final, and Orlando Pirates have an opportunity to celebrate just 8 minutes into the second half.
And that's one aspect that we've enjoyed seeing from Orlando Pirates, that the set piece have become so crucial for take away nothing from the way the set piece was taken. This is one man you need in your team. No matter what happens, he's always there. You look at the set piece taken. First post, he frees himself by making 2-3 steps into the first post. Dion Hoto takes a perfect ball and Huni, the goalkeeper, is beaten. But what a delivery from Dion Hoto and what a finish from Mabasa.
Tell you what, not only the angle, but heading the ball down. Nutmeg on the goalkeeper, right between the goalkeeper's leg. And the beauty of the introduction of Moremi is that Marilla Bugile can play a much more central role. Mabasa looking for a second goal, and that's how easy the game of football can be sometimes.
3 touches, back of the net.
Straight.
What a brilliant touch inside. Find Mabasa, and you know, the rest is history. That man can hit the back of the net at any given moment. And you look at it. There it is. There we just look at the end product, and he kept his onside position, making sure that he stays with the last line of defense. And then one touch allows him to cut in. A police gets it to Mfuke. Mfuke lifts up his head, find Mabasa. Mabasa, one thing he does, gets away from the defender's shoulder, gives him a little bit of...
They'll try again though. Will the Buccaneers, and some good pace being utilised here. The header goes just wide from Mabasa on a hat-trick. And it was all she wrote really. Just had to dot the I and cross the T. Game, set and match. Unfortunately, he didn't get the head he was looking for.
You look at the run from that substitute Moremi on the left-hand side and look at the quality cross. I think it just came too easy for Mabasa to connect to that ball. I mean, he scored
surrender, or whether they say, well, it's only 2 goals. And what one team can do in one match, when we can maybe do in the other. This is football played in the CAF Champions League, as Lubitso's been turned by a rather vociferous-looking midfield from Lioli suddenly. Sema finding Masindi Nemtajela. Back it goes to Mbukazi. Opted not to play a little ball out towards Nkosikona and Ndaba, and Ndaba must be thinking, remember that season? Was it last season? I think it was last season when he scored 2 hat-tricks in the season. I remember the hat-trick, I think Talenton Barter scored a brace, but he scored a hat-trick against Murumo Gallants. I think it was Christmas Eve, if I remember correctly, at the Orlando Stadium. 8-1.
I remember you said to me, like, I'm working on Christmas Eve, and I was like, picture this. What he said at halftime, after the analysis of first half. After the analyzing the first half, what you do in the technical inside the dressing room, we see it in the second half. And what Pirates did during the halftime, as we see Mabaso turning and taking that shot with his left foot. He loves those favor when he tucks in deep and then turns around. But Honi, the goalkeeper, had it covered. And then he starts play, you know, no pressure on him. Moremi on the left-hand side.
Bit of space and time available for the Potters! 3-0!